Hi, this is Richard Green, the civics dean and a vegetarian for a long time and an animal lover. And what I hear all the time is that all politicians are the same. All political parties are the same. They all suck. They all take money from Wall Street. They're all corrupt. They're only interested in their own reelection. Well, some of that is a little bit true, but the basic thing you have to know if you care about animals is that one party is all in for animals and ending animal cruelty and giving animals the rights that many of us believe they deserve, and the other party is not. Let me give you a few examples. H.J. Res 69 was a bill. It was like the first thing that the Republican Congress and the Republican Senate and the Republican president in 2017 signed, which was to overturn a regulation by Barack Obama that said that you can't walk up to a den of sleeping, hibernating baby bears with their family on federal land in Alaska and shoot them dead while they are in their den sleeping with an AR-15. That was not okay for the NRA and the Republicans in the House and the Senate. I'm not making this up. And the White House, they said, no, we're in control now. We've got to kill baby bears more effectively while they're sleeping in their dens. Again, I am not making this up. Every single Republican in the Senate voted to allow the killing of baby bears and to overrule the Obama regulation. Every single Democrat in the Senate, including Heidi Heitkamp and Joe Manchin, said, no, we've got to be a little more humane here. And every single Republican, except for 10 in the House, voted to, in fact, allow this practice. So there is a huge difference. So if you care about baby bears and you want to overturn H.J. Res 69, which was the bill, you have to vote for Democrats for the House and Democrats for the Senate. It's super simple if you care about baby bears. But what if you care about horses? Tennessee Walker horses, right? That beautiful step. It's like, oh my God, how did they do that? You know how they do that? The hooves are sored, S-O-R-E-D. That means they are either they have caustic chemicals put on them that burn their feet, or they actually burn them, or they put nails or other sharp objects in there so that when the poor horses put their weight down on their hooves, it's painful, so they lift back up. That's why they do that. The vast majority of people in the House of Representatives for years, and the vast majority of senators in the Senate for years have in fact said, no, that's not okay. And they have voted, or they have signed on to, co-sponsored, the PAST Act, Prevent All Soaring Tactics Act. But it hasn't passed, even though more than 218 in the House and more than a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate, 60, say, we have to protect these horses. Horses are who made America. We have to be respectful to them, give them a little bit of love. But one man said, no, we're not going to allow democracy to happen to benefit horses. And that man is Mitch McConnell. You may have heard of him. He is the Senate Majority Leader from the state of Kentucky. And rumor has it he may have some moneyed friends in Kentucky in the horse industry who say, no, we're making a lot of money on that, so we're not going to let you do that. If you do that, we're not going to contribute to your campaign anymore. So Mitch McConnell, as Senate Majority Leader, has not allowed the PAST Act to prevent horse torture for Tennessee Walker horses to even come to the floor of the United States Senate, even though most of his own caucus, Republicans, and all of the Democrats are there waiting to vote for it and pass the law and end this cruelty to horses. So it's really simple. On November 6th, if you don't want Mitch McConnell to say no to ending horse cruelty, you have to get him out of his position as Senate Majority Leader. How do you do that? You vote for Democrats. You vote for Beto O'Rourke in Texas. You vote for Jackie Rose in Nevada, Kirsten Sinema in Arizona, Phil Bredesen in Tennessee, Bill Nelson in Florida, and even Claire McCaskill in Missouri, who's threatened, and Heidi Heitkamp in North Dakota. Why? Because if Democrats get 2 more Senate seats and they hold the ones that they have, then Mitch McConnell is no longer Senate Majority Leader, and the Democrats will get to choose the Senate Majority Leader. It'll probably be Chuck Schumer, who is much, much, much more sympathetic to baby bears and to horses. So if you care about animals, you've got to vote for, in fact, Democrats, because You can look through all the laws. I'm not making this up. Democrats are much, much stronger on every animal piece of legislation. Let's talk really quickly about ag-gag laws. There are some states where you cannot go and take pictures of cruelty on factory farms. You will go to jail. I believe as a lawyer it's unconstitutional, but it still exists. And again, guess who is in favor of ag-gag laws? It is Republicans. So in states where you have ag-gag laws, you want to vote for Democrats, for state legislators, and for governors. And now let's talk about California. There's this thing called Proposition 12, which comes on the heels of Proposition 2, which said, hey, these chickens and these other animals need to have more room because that's not humane for them to be so boxed up for the rest of their lives. And you've seen the videos, it's unbelievable. So there are some people who would say, oh, it's going to raise the cost of eggs, and other people in the animal world that say it doesn't go far enough. Free Willy, free the chickens, free the pigs, free all of that. We're not there yet. We will be there, but if we do not pass in California, and I want to be really clear here, if we don't pass Proposition 12, what that is going to say, even if it's not as good as you want, even if it's not perfect, even if there's flaws in it, that would say to the rest of the country and the factory farm world that the people in California don't really care about how you mistreat chickens or cows or pigs, and that is not true. So let's vote for Prop 12 if you care about animals here in California, and then the next election, which is in 2020, let's have something even stronger, and then 2022 even stronger, so that finally we can give the animals on these horrible factory farms the kind of healthy life that they deserve until that very bad last one day, which we don't want, but at least they will have lived a happy, healthy life, which creates even healthier food and a much healthier environment for everyone who tends to them and everyone who lives in this state. So this Richard Green, the civics dean, saying there is a huge difference on animal rights, on animal welfare, on against animal cruelty between the political parties on your ballot on November 6th. And if you care about animals, please, please, please vote, not just in general, but vote for baby bears, vote for Tennessee Walker horses, vote against ag-gag laws, and vote to not confine these wonderful factory farm animals in humane conditions in our great state of California.